So today I'm going to be installing in the hot rod here the Holley 12428. It's a 7 to 10 psi, 34 gallon per hour. It's really all I need for this engine, and the engine is a 327 board 60 over, so it's a 337, I would venture to say. Before I used to have this, a Holley Blue, and it was mounted sideways like this. I had gone through 2 of the pumps already, so I figured it was time to get something a little smaller. I still do have a Holley 803 bypass in the front. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. So I just received it today from Amazon. Link below if you'd like in the description. I bought a bunch of press-on fittings from, what's this company? Fragola. A lot of the hot rods and drag racers here in town in South Florida use Fragola parts made in the US, out of California. So I got a straight one, I got a 90 degree, I got a 45 degree. On either side of this is 1/8 inch NPT. So I'm going to be putting in either straight or, either 2 straights or 1 straight and 1 45 degree, depending on what will work for the installation, because it's going to go in an angle portion of the frame. And got my tools here in 11/16 to tighten up the number 6, AN6, and 9/16 to tighten up these small 1/8 inch NPT to male MP6. And to tighten this on the frame, I'm going to put in rib nuts. These are M6 because that's all that the hardware store had. I couldn't get over to the other bolt place where they might have had some 1/4-20s. But I got that. Got the right tool here. I've been using this tool for years. And I'm going to center punch it, then do a smaller drill, bigger, and get to the actual size of what I have to go. And I'll use a Sharpie to mark it, some Teflon tape to put on the tips here, this to cut the hose, and some gloves so I can get out and go to dinner when it's time, real quick. It's a little bit wider than the frame, just a little bit. Okay. So what I'll probably end up doing, okay. What I'll do is I'll make sure I secure the bottom piece, and then I'll just trim the top. So the top might be open on this side, but that doesn't matter. All right, this will be the bolt. This will be great because I'll go ahead and mount the ground right underneath itself. Right in there. I might actually even shorten this and put in a new one of these round parts here. Alright. There it is. Alright. It also comes with a inline filter, which I'm not going to use. That'll be something to give a fellow hot rodder at some point if they need it. Alright, I don't think I need anything else, just that. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, here we are underneath the car. And fuel comes out of here, out of the tank. Have a fuel cutoff here, going into the Earl's 85 micron pre-filter. And the old Holley Blue used to be mounted right here, sideways. And I used to have a small little 90 degree pipe that went right into the side of the pump, and then out of the pump, and it went down and underneath, all the way under. But now I'm going to put in this smaller pump. I left this plate on just as a way to cover these 2 holes that were there from the mounting bracket. This is my return line, and here it is right here. And so I just left a bunch of extra hose right here until I figure out exactly what I'm going to do there. But I'm seeing that this piece here is going to be in the way because if I want to go 90 degree out of here, it's going to put the hose too high. So I got a 60 degree turn. Let me show you that. So I go the 60 degree turn. I should be able to get a hose in there and then put a straight one on this side and go right into the pump. So in order for me to try to put an angle right there, an angle hose, put a straight one here, we can definitely do that. That's not a problem there. That would put this straight connector right in this area, right around here. Because I gotta get that pump probably in this area by the time I put the adapter on there. Right around there, but higher up. And I just figured no one will be able to see that the top part of this motor protrudes past the top of the frame in here. So I'm not going to worry about cutting that off. But I do got to take this cover plate off. There's just 2 holes here, that's all it is. So I'll just go ahead and cover those up later on. And put this piece in there. So we're looking at a straight 1/8 inch MPT to AN6 on this side, no angle. But it looks like on this side we might put in the 45 degree where it goes 1/8 inch NPT and then down 45 degree number 6, so that I can put a straight number 6 on this hose that'll go right into it in that direction. And this return might have to move. There you go. Plenty of room there. Looks like it'll be something in this area. Alright, let's see what we can do. First thing we're going to do is just take these 2 pieces off. Yeah, I'm going to have to clean that up. So it looks like we're definitely going to go with this 60 degree. So I'm going to go ahead and press fit a small piece of hose like this onto it, and then bring it back to this area and see just how small I can get that part before it mounts onto the tank. Alright, I put the 1/8 to AN6 in there. So that's kind of our angle. Got to put the 45 degree one in here, going straight down so we can get this hose in there. And it seems alright. Let's see how that works. Because we got this piece in. These press fit things are amazing, and I'm told they're good. Let's see. So this isn't tight or anything, so don't worry about that moving. It's not going to move once it's all tight. So that's going to be all right. Let's see. Let's see. That's a little tight. Back here. That would still mean cutting it at this area, and I wouldn't have enough for the barb from the straight 6-piece here. Let's do this. Alright, that'll give us the right distance. This has to go further back. So this is here. This has a 45-degree bend. This is going to be able to go a straight shot right into it. This looks like it will work. Right. Let's cut it off right here first. Okay, be right there. Gotta go. Alright, I'm back. Where were we? I cut this piece a little shorter. Let me go ahead and tighten this. Across. I put a straight end on there. Alright. See, here it is flowing that way. Still have this part on here. Let's see. Should be alright around there. No, I think this curve here might not work for the straight piece. I think it needs to be just a little further back this way, because that's going to be a pretty fast turn. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put the 45-degree here and make sure it's facing straight down, and then we'll come back and see where this actually works, because that'll dictate how long this hose is. And I'll cut this hose here for right now. I wish that was a lot shorter. It looks like I'd be able to get away with it right around there. Alright, let me see what it looks like with the 45-degree right here. So I haven't put on the Teflon tape, so I haven't tightened this down, but this will give me an idea of where this piece will be. Let me show you a little closer. So that's how it'll be there. So back over here where it's actually going to mount. So this piece will get a straight fitting, and once we figure out exactly where this will be, we'll make this piece. That'll tighten up there. This piece will get shortened down. Straight end will be put on here. That'll go right into there. And then get bolted on. Alright, let's I want to cut the video for a minute while I decide on the right length for this. But first off, we have to decide the right length for this piece right here. That will dictate exactly where this goes. But the angle is right. I was glad that I got a 45-degree 1/8 to 45-degree AN6. This will allow me a straight connection here, and it'll be a lot easier to connect. Marking it, drilling these holes, that'll be the next step, and then I'll clean all this stuff up. I went ahead and put the Teflon on here, and I was able to judge it. I was lucky the first time, I guess, that I put a couple of wraps around the end of it, and it got real tight when this forward part was still up here. So it got real nice and snug turning it. so that it would face 90 degrees straight down when the puck is mounted, like that. Alright, so there we are. That's going to be here. So I guess as far to the left side of the frame as it could go would be right there. Okay, this is what I got. It wasn't that bad. A lot of people say to put a little bit of oil on the tip, and I never do. I kind of just put spit on it. I'm always afraid that the oil is gonna make it pop out, even though I'm assured that it doesn't. I don't know, these press-ons I've actually always pushed in just by brute force. Just getting the right leverage on top of the table, or these 45 and 90s are a little bit difficult. You just gotta really get your hand on it, so I'll use some big heavy set padded gloves, or I'll press it down against a padded floor and just drive it home. They've always worked great. Alright, so back to this assembly here. Almost tight, but we're not going to tighten it up at the moment. Alright. I'm going to mark this and fit it, and then I'm just going to stop and just paint these things out. I don't want to leave these like that. Oh, nice. Oh, this is going to work out great. Let's see here. Yeah, because if it was 90, this had to turn like that. That would not be very cool. So, looks like this is where that could have been a little bit shorter. That could have been just a little bit shorter. Like that, and I'll drill the bottom one first, put the nutsert in that, and then I'll worry about the top. Might as well just put a punch in there. Alright, so I marked that area, this is out of the way. Now let's try to thread the drill. Okay, so I drilled it out to the size that I needed for the rib nut. And here's my rib nut tool, and I lost track of my little tripod thing. It's not working properly, so I'm gonna have to put this in and then show you the finished product. So I was able to get the rib nut in there. I'll show you that in just a little bit when I take this off, but I'm just doing a pre-assembly right now just to see where everything is lining up. I still haven't done I still haven't done the top hole to this, which I have to mark first, but first I'm going to go ahead and plumb this piece here. Get some more line in there. There you go. So this is the hose that's going to go. So now that I put my number 6 push-on connector in there, I can see right where I have to cut the hose in order to make it. So I gotta draw a line there. Let's do that. Like I mentioned before, I put the nutsert in there. I put this through, just tighten it on there, just as a preliminary lineup. I got this part here, the 45 degree. And then I went ahead and finished putting this piece in. So that piece is plumbed in. Essentially, that's what the fuel system will look like. That'll be the pump. Here, feeding here. Fuel return will be right there. Positive wire will go up to that hole to get fed. And I'm going to put some kind of like a rubber O-ring on there just to keep any water from ingressing in easily, but it will allow water to come out. That's about it, really. These little pieces to hold the two lines together. Right there. Like this piece right here. I'm not sure if you can see that in the dark there. I'll get a final video clip of it when it's done, and I'm going to touch up that paint right there. Alright, here's an update. The place where the other rib nut would have been was too close to the top of the frame. So instead I decided to use a tap that I had. I have a 1/4-20 tap, but I have plenty of 1/4-20 bolts. That way I can finish this tonight. And it really doesn't matter what bolt is up there. I'm going to put a 1/4-20 button head that I have plenty of on the top, and that'll keep the pump from moving left to right. And that's about it. And I'll show you when this part's all finished and pulled up. Finally got it done. It was not an easy task. Wired that wire in there, a little grommet in the hole underneath, keep it a little bit tighter. Here's the return going up to the top of the tank. Here's the feed. Pretty clean. I touched up a little bit of the paint here that I had some paint left over, just with a small brush, and I put one of those button head in that hole just to fill that area. And this one over here is almost empty. You barely can see where the paint was chipped off. Yeah, brackets there. Keep the hose nice and spaced out properly. Those of you want to see the bottom side of the car. There you go. There's the back, return going into the tank. That was a pain to get. So, and there, you can't see it, but there's a hose that connects to the other side of this bulkhead fitting and goes all the way to the bottom of the tank. Now I got one of these these vents with a rollover ball inside of it. Don't know how well it works. It has a little bit of a like foam in there. Not really sure how well that works. There's a fuel sender there. Alright. Just a little bit of the back. Alright, it's coming together.